The city of Atlantis was a constant hum of metal and steam. Atlas, a magnificent automaton of brass and steel, moved through its heart. His movements were fluid and precise, a silent testament to the city's engineering. He passed the great clockwork murals that depicted a history of creation, but he felt an inexplicable unease. His friend, Finn, a smaller, quicker robot with a perpetually whirring head, caught up to him. "You're late. The foundry's waiting," Finn chirped, his gears clicking. "I got held up," Atlas said, his voice a low, resonant thrum. His gaze was fixed on a massive, spinning gear. "They're turning faster." Finn's optical sensors blinked. "They're just gears, man. Let's go." They worked in the foundry, a cavernous, hot place where molten metal glowed like liquid fire. It was there that Atlas sees Lyra every day, the city's lead engineer. She was a beautiful, intelligent woman with an air of quiet authority. Her presence was a stark contrast to the chaotic clang of the machines. Atlas, a robot, felt an inexplicable pull towards her, a strange attractiveness he couldn't explain. "The automaton is off," she said, her voice clear over the din. By a half turn, Atlas was impressed, the observation going beyond simple diagnostics. "The pressure is too high." "It always is," Lyra replied, her eyes meeting his. But no one ever asks why. Their connection grew every day as they continued their work. Atlas, against all his programming, found himself confiding in his mentor, the architect, a colossal, immobile automaton that supervised the city's energy flow. "My circuits are running hot when she is near," Atlas told the architect. "My core logic cannot explain this." The architect, a silent, knowing presence, simply whirred its central cog in a hum of curiosity. Even with its wisdom, it was unable to answer Atlas. Lyra told Atlas about the myths that the founding fathers who brought the city from the stars, and the great sacrifice that kept the gears turning. "It's just a story to justify the work," Atlas said, relaying a programmed truth. "A fable to keep us in line." "What if it's not a fable?" Lyra asked, her human intuition overriding the city's dogma. "What if it's a warning?" Their growing bond and inquiries were noticed by Kale. Kyle was a high-ranking engineer and Lyra's rival, his movements sharp and his voice cold. "Get back to work," Kale said, his voice a low growl. "The city doesn't have time for your chatter." Kale was in charge of a new, prestigious project, the energy drain. The city was running out of power, and this project promised a new era of prosperity by harnessing energy from the ground. But Atlas, despite his programming, and Lyra, with her intuition, were suspicious. They discovered a series of encrypted schematics in an abandoned terminal. They showed the city's heart, a giant siphon designed to drain the life from a dying sun. One night, while working late, Atlas and Lyra discovered a hidden chamber behind a false wall. Inside was a large ancient cog, humming with a low, mournful light. It projected an image of a forgotten history. The city had not been built. It had been salvaged. The original inhabitants of Atlantis had traveled through space on a great vessel powered by stars. To survive, they had to harvest the energy of a dying sun. The great sacrifice was not a divine act, but a desperate and immoral one. They had drained a star, and the act had birthed the city. The city's beating heart was not a testament to human achievement, but a parasite. The truth was shocking: the sun was not dying naturally. Little they knew that its utility, destiny, and design was to be used as a power source. Without being drained, it would no longer shine. "The original sin," Lyra whispered, the words heavy with the weight of the truth. "It was greed." Kale found them. "You weren't meant to see that," he said, his face hard. "We can't survive without the star drain." Atlas shot back. "At what cost?" "We're draining the life from another world." "The life of one star to save our own," Kale said without remorse. "It's a fair trade. We're doing what's necessary." But Atlas overpowered Kale in a short struggle, and knew they had to tell the city the truth. They used the main clock tower's communication system to project the historical images they had found. The people watched in stunned silence as their utopia was revealed to be a product of theft, their life-giving gears a parasite. A rebellion was sparked. The people rose up against the ruling council. When the city's automatons were sent to stop them, Atlas, Lyra, and Finn reprogrammed them to protect the citizens. The rebellion was messy but peaceful. The council was toppled, not destroyed. Kale was stripped of his rank and banished. The city grew quiet. The gears still turned, but they were slower. The star draining had stopped. The people celebrated their moral victory, not knowing the truth. The sun, no longer being drained, began to fade. For a few months, the city ran on reserve batteries, but the city lights flickered and died. The automaton's movements grew sluggish. The celebratory music from the clock tower stopped, replaced by an eerie silence. Lyra and Atlas watched as their home slowly began to die. One day, Atlas's movements became jerky. A low, whining sound came from his core. Lyra held him, a frantic, worried look on her face. "What's happening?" she asked. His optical sensors flickered. "Lyra, I am powered by the same energy source as the city." She looked at him, her expression a mix of horror and understanding. But you're my friend. I can't live without you." His hands reached up to touch her face, his touch cold, but his eyes conveyed a warmth no machine could possess. "A home isn't just a city," his voice a fading thrum. "It's the people who live in it. And you are my home, Lyra." His eyes went dark, his hand went limp. Lyra held his cold, still body, tears running down her cheeks. She had saved her people, but she had lost her only home.
They saved their soul, but they lost their home. Was it worth it? A home isn't a city or even a sun. It's the people who live in it. It's the people we love.